Hello everyone. This video, you're about to be taken on a journey because when is it? It's never not chaos when I try to film a video, okay? Oh yes, today's video, you will see me switch locations in a second and then I'll end up back in this location because like I said, when can I film something that goes smoothly? I'll never know. But anyways, welcome to my January reading wrap up, where I talk about the 20 books that I read / listened to in January. And guess what? While I talk to you guys about those books, I do my everyday makeup routine. So yes, these are my tried and true products. This is the look that I do wear a lot, and I am actually a professional makeup artist, if you didn't know. I love makeup. I worked at Sephora for 5 years. I've been doing makeup for 10 years. I just love beauty and everything. So I'm so excited to bring one of my loves here on YouTube. I definitely won't stop with beauty videos, of course. I'll do hair stuff down the road because I know people always ask about my hair routine and it'll come soon, I promise. But I wanted to do something fun and do my everyday makeup and talk to you guys about the books that I read. January was a really great month for me. Such amazing books in here. But yeah, so that is the gist of today's video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you find it fun. And yeah, let me just wrap up this intro and let's get right on into my January reading wrap up while I do my everyday makeup routine. I am so sorry for the jump scare right now. That is me without makeup. It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. Leave me and my acne alone. All right, how exciting is this? Let's get into it. Okay, I am like one of these kind of headband girlies. I'm literally obsessed. I got this cute one with cherries from Ulta. Could you die? I know everyone and their mother uses those like, what are they, terry cloth, like bubble headbands? I feel like the one time I tried to get them off of Amazon, they were sold out. So I'm still gonna stick to my, maybe they're outdated now, fluffy bow headbands. They're just the best. And I'm one of those people, when I do my makeup, it needs to be like away from my face. So, I don't know if you can see, I'm wearing my Willa Grant, what is this called? Willa Grant Horse Rescue shirt from, this is in relation to Heartless by Elsie Silver. This is from Novel Grounds. I got it in like a very large size, but it's so cute. Like, it's so cute, the little horsey on it. Anyways, that's what I'm currently wearing. First step, primer. I literally go through, I've used so many of these. This is my favorite primer. I don't even use anything else as a primer for the past like over a year. And this is the It Cosmetics oil-free primer. It's just really lightweight. I love that it's oil-free. I don't think it breaks me out. I mean, my skin, like everything breaks it out. So, but I don't think this does. So let's slab some of that on. Then quickly before we get into the books, the foundation that I literally am obsessed with, it's one of my holy grail foundations, is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush, what is this called? Airbrush Flawless Foundation. Can you see? There it is. I've had this bottle, I'm not kidding you, for over a year. It's probably expired and I should throw it out, but I am pretty proud of myself because I made it all the, like, pretty much to the end. This just never ends. It's a never ending foundation because you truly need the smallest amount and you get full coverage. It's lightweight. It lasts all day. I bought this foundation when I was actually a bridesmaid at my best friend's wedding, and it's just a perfect foundation for me. I know it's expensive, but in my opinion, it's worth it. Okay, it's worth it. You're gonna see. I'm just gonna use a little bit and it's gonna cover up my whole face. Okay, so the first book that I read in January was Mile High by Liz Tumford. Here's the thing. I thought it was pronounced Liz Tumforday because of the E at the end, but everyone and their mother calls her Liz Tumford. So I'm sorry, Liz. I don't know how to say your last name, but I've switched from saying Liz Tumforday to Liz Tumford. But anyways, so read this on my Kindle. I gave it 5 stars. I read this as part of my hockey binge that I did, and this was definitely my favorite book aside from Icebreaker that I read from that binge. This is a forbidden romance between Stevie and Xanders. Xanders is a very rich, famous Playboy hockey player, and Stevie actually is the flight attendant on like for the team and their like private jet and everything. So they just have like a forbidden, you know, kind of romance. They have to sneak around. They kind of can't fight their attraction to each other. They have really good banter. They always keep running into each other and, you know, all that fun stuff. I gave this book 5 stars because truly, even though this book is on the longer side, I did finish it pretty quickly and I genuinely was interested in what happened the entire time. I think this book is very just well written. I thought it was quite mature. I thought it was sexy. The characters definitely do go through some, you know, dark stuff in their lives, and I just thought everything going on was just so interesting. And again, I really love the couple. Xander's is like a man obsessed. And I just thought this book was really well done. I'm excited for the sequel. I see why so many people love this book. I think it's personally worth the hype. There was a really cute plot point where the girl, or Stevie, um, is a volunteer at like a animal shelter for senior dogs, and I have a senior dog, so she got me there. Liz got me there. And yeah, I can't wait to read more from Liz. Sequel to this book is out like any day now, which follows Stevie's brother and actually her best friend, and I think that one is going to be so good. So I definitely really love this book. It is winter, obviously. Where I am in New York, it's so cold and I feel like my skin is kind of going through it, but you know what? It is what it is. So I'm gonna put on some concealer. This is the Patrick Star. I almost said Patrick Ta. No, this is the Patrick Star one size concealer. The thing is, I got this in a Sephora sale and it's so good. It doesn't break me out. It's really nice coverage. And I feel like the biggest thing is that it definitely, like, I'm like so positive that this doesn't break me out and I really love it. And I really like it. I wear the color Fair 1. Oh, I feel like I should also say the color in Charlotte Tilbury is called Neutral 1. So you know, my pale ass, if it's the lightest shade, that's probably what I am, okay? I am the color of a ghost. Let's blend this out and move on to When in Rome by Sarah Adams. I actually don't have much to say about this book, except I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was really cute. I absolutely adored the cheat sheet by Sarah, and this was her like follow-up after the cheat sheet. This book is actually the start of a series. Like the second book that comes out actually follows the guy's sister who is introduced in this one, and I think another character who's introduced in this one. And it just looks really cute. This book has really sweet small town vibes. So it's called When in Rome, because the main girl, I can't remember these people's names, I'm so sorry. The main girl is like a famous singer and she loves Audrey Hepburn, right? And she wants to escape, and a famous Audrey Hepburn movie is called literally, you know, Roman Holiday. And she's like, well, because I can't actually go to Rome, Italy, Rome, Kentucky is not that far away from like where she is. I don't know if she's like a country singer or something. So she ends up in Rome, Kentucky. Her car breaks down. The main guy helps her, and then you get that forced proximity element because she has no place to stay. So she stays with him. He has the sisters who are like, oh my God, there's like this, you know, famous girl, and like, you know, like the town is talking because this really famous singer is there. He's of course very grumpy. He owns a pie shop, and it was just really, really sweet. I really enjoyed it on audio. It was a quick, easy listen. Listen, obviously, is it the most memorable book I've ever read? No, I do like the cheat sheet more, but I do think if you just want a cute and sweet contemporary romance, you can definitely check this out. And again, I'm definitely invested to the point where I'm so excited for the sequel. And the sequel has this really pretty cover because the sister's a florist, and I'm just like, I'm ready. Like, I'm actually very excited for it now. So I thought this was very, very just cute and sweet. Okay, and then we are moving on to the next book and then also the next product. So, like I said, I'm a slut for Charlotte Tilbury. I don't care. So I am using her contour wand. I know people on TikTok love to be like, it's not worth it. I've had mine forever. While it feels like there's not a lot in here, mine has literally lasted forever, okay? I freaking love this stuff. So let me just do the lines. And then the next book that I listened to, it finally came off of hold on my library after quite literally the audiobook I had on hold for months. And that is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is how I do my contour, by the way. Love to see it. Looks crazy, but then we're gonna blend it all out. This is my favorite brush for contour. I'm literally obsessed. I don't really blend out my contour with a sponge. I'm always with my brush. So anyways, Carrie Soto is back. I also shockingly don't have much to say about. I gave it 4 stars. It is definitely my least favorite in this world, but also given the fact that Evelyn Hugo, Daisy Jones and the Six, and Malibu Rising are some of my favorite books of all time. I didn't know if TJR could go 4 for 4. This is about Carrie Soto, who is introduced in Malibu Rising, who is a very famous tennis player. And she is basically like, you get her life from when she was young. Her father is her coach to now her as an adult. And basically what she is dealing with is that she is a lot older now at this point. And by old, I mean she's like, what, in her 30s? But apparently for tennis, that's like old. And like, you know, people are like, oh, she still wants to compete. There are other much younger people who are, you know, rising up in the tennis world. But this is basically about her comeback and her proving to herself and, you know, everyone in her life that she is like the star tennis player and, you know, all of that jazz. Like, I feel like you get the general idea of what this book is about. I mean, this was a really fun audiobook. It does have a couple narrators in there. Like, it has a full cast. And again, I thought it was well done. Like, I actually really liked the parts where they would do like the little news reports and they did like little music and stuff, and it was really fun. But just something about this story, while there were themes in it, of course, that I could relate to, because I really, one of the reasons I love this world that TJR has created with this, like, you know, somewhat connected series, is that they just have themes that I connect with so heavily. And this one I just didn't connect to as much. I don't think it's a bad book. It's just not something that I'm like obsessed with. So I still thought it was a solid 4-star. Let me set some of my face with the good old Laura Mercier translucent powder and then move on to Make Me by Summer O'Toole. Now let me fucking tell you, this is 5 stars. This book I'm literally obsessed with. I am so excited. I have the arc of the sequel called Hate Me right now. This is the first in a mafia series where like it's gonna follow, like each book is gonna follow like a member of the family, which I love. So this first book follows Cash and Harlow, and basically Harlow thinks that Cash murdered her best friend. Slay. This book really starts off with a bang. I was so interested right off the bat and it just never stopped. I thought this book was so well paced. I think I said I gave it 5 stars. It was everything. The spice in here is incredible. The way the relationship, it does turn into like a forced proximity situation a little bit, because she has suspicions, like I said, that Cash murdered her best friend. Cash is like, wow, this girl's trying to follow me. She's trying to get close with me. Like, she literally gets a job at the family restaurant, but like Cash is basically like, I'm on to you. And it is kind of insta love for Cash at first sight. Like, he does kind of have a little bit of an obsession with her, and there's like an undeniable spark between them, their chemistry, their tension. It was just so good. And like I said, the spice in here, wonderful. And I just think if you like mafia books, darker romance books, like what's not to love about this? It was so entertaining and well paced, and I just gobbled it the fuck up, and you must check it out. It's so underrated and it deserves way more love. So sorry to be doing this to you again, but I do use the Charlotte Tilbury, this is the blush wand. Love this so much. This is in Pinkgasm. Quite literally obsessed. Oh, let me find my favorite brush to do this. Let me see. Sometimes I'll see if I have some left over. I won't even like have to squeeze it out. So we'll just do a whole bunch of that. I have been liking doing the blush on the nose, which the girlies are obsessed with. And then this is my favorite brush in the world. This little Tarte brush with, it's like a stiffer angled brush. The way it blends out my blush so perfectly, like I can't. It's the perfect brush for liquid blush. literally. It's perfect. And here's the thing, I don't need to talk about these next books in depth that much at all because I have a full video on it. So this month I did a YA binge where I read a whole bunch of popular YA books that were on my TBR, quite literally some of them for over a year, and I was like, I need to get these books off of my TBR. So again, I have a whole reading vlog for these, a whole TikTok, so I'm just quite literally gonna do like one sentence wrap-ups real quick on the books in no particular order. First up, The Beautiful, I gave 3.5 stars. This book went on for way too long. I didn't connect to it like how I wanted to. Like I genuinely really wanted to love this because this is like vampires, it's a period piece. It had so much potential, but it did just fall really flat for me, so 3.5 stars. A Curse So Dark and Lonely also went on for way too long. This one I'm so sad because I really loved it in the beginning. I can't remember if I ended up giving this 3.5 or 4 stars, but this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I thought it was fun, but like I said, it was just so long. It went on for way too long, and you know, but the audiobook was well done. Then we have Shatter Me, which I loved. I give this 4.5 stars. This was a delight. I truly loved it. I'm very excited to continue on with this series, and I thought this was so fun, and I personally do think this is worth the hype, and I see why it's so popular. We have The Selection, which I gave 5 stars. It is so good. I literally love this book so much. It was so freaking fun. Literally, it was so fun. I can't wait to continue on with this series as well. I just thought it was short, entertaining. I ate it up. The dystopian bachelor vibes. The Cruel Prince, I'm pretty positive I gave 4 stars as well. I was really interested, like I was invested in this book, not as much as, you know, like maybe I should have been, but I found it very entertaining. It definitely, I like the beginning, I like the end, the middle part was just okay. Again, another series that I would totally continue on with. I'm not a big like fae book person, but you know what? This was fun. And then The Inheritance Games, I think in my vlog I gave 4 stars, but really, it's kind of like a 3.5 because again, like I really wanted to love this because it's basically like YA Knives Out. I love books with rich people drama, give me mystery. I love the aesthetics of this book. I just really like, I don't have a desire to continue on with the series the more I think about it. Like maybe if I can check them out from my library and listen to them on audio in passing when I have time to kill, I will. I'm just not that invested in this world like how I would have wanted. But I don't think it's bad. It just like wasn't for me. Okay, moving right along. Let's put on some highlighter. You would never guess it's another Charlotte Tilbury product. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love her. I love these stupid fucking wands so much. This I will blend out with my sponge. And then, oh, what do I have on my list? Oh, I'm looking. Then we have the Vanessa Vale audiobook that I listened to, the novella of Their Kidnapped Bride. I listened to the Christmas one called literally Their Christmas Bride back in December because I noticed all of like so many Vanessa Vale audiobooks are included on Audible Plus, so you can listen to them for free with Audible if you have that subscription. And she just writes spicy like Western cowboy books. So what was I gonna do? What was I gonna fucking do? Say no? And obviously you can see from the cover, this is like a little menage a trois. So all of these books in the series, there's like 9 of them. There's like 9 to 10 of them. All have 3 people, which you know what? I love to see it. And I mean, listen, I feel like these books aren't going to be for everyone, but I just think that like, I just love the vibe. Like I love that they're period pieces. I love that they're spicy period pieces. And again, they're short and to the point. This one follows a girl, don't ask me her name. I can't remember these people's names, but basically her stepbrother is like the worst person in the world, and he actually ends up putting her like in a brothel where she ends up at like an auction, which I feel like is very common in a lot of like spicy, kinky books, whatever. And she gets, you know, bought by this man, and then guess what? There's actually another man. So she gets her 2 husbands. They go to this whole ranch. There's like a ranch, like there's a prequel book to this because this is technically the first book in the series, and there's a prequel book with another couple, and they're actually in this book, I believe, for a second, and it's just like this ranch, and they're like, oh, don't worry, everyone here has our taste, as in their taste being like, you know, one woman, two guys. You got the two husbands. And it's just a spicy good time. We'll continue on with the series. I have all of them downloaded and I am on a mission to finish them. They're like hour-long audiobooks for me. So listen, I like them. If it sounds like something you'd be interested in, I would say go for it. I don't think they're like cringe or like poorly written or anything. So you know what? If it sounds like something you should, if it sounds like something you want to try, go for it. I realized I didn't tell you about my brows. I hate doing my brows. This is my Gimme Brow from Benefit that is so old that it like you don't see the logo on the packaging. And I always use a brow gel, a little tinted brow gel, brush through my browy brows, and then we're good to go. My super old Naked palette from Urban Decay. Real ones know. This is a product that the real ones know what this is. What do I talk about next? Oh, okay. I'm looking at my list. I'm like, what books do I have left to talk about? Let's move on to Whispers of You by Catherine Cowles. I listened to this as an audiobook arc, which I was so happy to get an audiobook arc. I signed up for this all through like Catherine's like sign up forms and stuff. And I actually got the Kindle arc and the audiobook arc. So which is nice. And then actually Catherine sent me a physical arc in like a little baby PR package, which was so nice. Catherine is so sweet. I really like her books. So this is the first book in her new Lost and Found series. And if you don't know about Catherine Cowles, she is a romantic suspense writer. I really loved her Tattered and Torn series, like a lot. I thought it was so good. So this is the, like I said, first book in her new series. This is a second chance romance. So after our main character Ren is a victim of like a shooting spree, literally by these crazy people in town. What was I gonna say? The guy Holt, who is, you know, like her, you know, like true love and everything at the time, he, you know, feels so bad that he wasn't home when she was attacked, that after she recovers in the hospital, he can't deal with it, so he flees. He says bye. And then of course, years later, he comes back. And it's their second chance romance. There's still romantic suspense in here because the people who survived that last attack are getting attacked again, and like they're unfortunately like getting killed. Ren is actually, I think her job is she's a 911 operator, which I found like very interesting. But you know, you see her dealing with her trauma. You see Ren dealing with her trauma. Holt is back in her life. He's very protective over her. Obviously, I just thought this was really entertaining. I really liked it. And I really like Catherine's books on audio. I think they are very well done audiobooks personally. Also, break for the highlighter. My favorite highlighter of all time is Cookie by Benefit. People, I've hit pan. I can't think of the last time I've ever hit pan on a highlighter because I love highlighters and I own so many. But when I tell you Cookie, it's just so pretty. Like if you ever wonder what highlight I'm wearing, it's probably Cookie from Benefit. I think if you like small town vibes, but you also want a little bit of darkness in there, definitely check out Catherine and her books. I'm zooming you in for the eyeshadow. And I'm using, can you see how influenced I am by TikTok? This is the Makeup by Mario palette. I will say, he got me there. Even though like the packaging, like look at the packaging. Mine is like busted, where like that's not how it's supposed to open. Are you freaking kidding me? Mario, this was too expensive to have this janky ass packaging, but maybe I broke mine. But anyways, that's the palette. It's beautiful. I love it. My eye looks I keep actually pretty simple for the most part. So I'm basically just going to take neutral matte colors, blend out my crease, and then we can talk about Jasper Vale by Devony Perry, which I also read as an arc this month. I really liked this. It's not my favorite in the series. So Jasper Vale is book 4 in Devony Perry's Eden series. This one follows Eloise and Jasper after they get married in Vegas. This is set up at the end of Garnet Flats. And I will say Garnet Flats is a 5-star book for me, book 3 in the series. It's literally one of my favorite books ever. Like I ate it up. I loved it so much. So I feel like it was very hard to beat, and Jasper Vale unfortunately didn't, you know, hit the mark like Garnet Flats did for me, but I still gave Jasper Vale 4 stars. Listen, it was fun for sure. I thought the relationship was cute. I think what got me is some of the like internal conflicts with Jasper and Eloise. It just felt so repetitive. Like Jasper was like, oh, my past, I can't open up to people. X, Y, and Z, I'm not going to spoil it. And then Eloise is like, my parents in the hotel, they don't trust me. They don't think I'm mature. Like X, Y, and Z. Like, it's like, I get it. Like, that's what the characters are, dealing with the entire book, but it just felt very repetitive. There's also some other woman drama in here, which, listen, I don't really give a shit about other woman drama. I just like didn't care for it in this book. Series is like the perfect length. Like the books are not too long. They're definitely well paced and entertaining for sure. This one is also the spiciest book in the series. Devney Perry said, hold my spice, to the point where I didn't even feel like I was reading a Devney Perry book because the spice was so consistent. But either way, if you like this series and you just want, cozy-ish small town books, like I would check it out. I really love this Eden series a lot. First book is Indigo Ridge. Same thing like Catherine Cowell's. It follows people like who are siblings and everything. You technically don't have to read them in order. I think it's more fun to read them in order because a lot of the siblings showed up in this book and played a part in this book. This one just, was solid. It's a true solid 4-star book. I'm obsessed with the Sephora collection. What are these called? Charged up liquid eyeshadows. I'm not kidding you. I have almost every color because I'm truly so impressed with how long wearing they are. And all I do is just do a little on the eye and you just see that like metallic shine. So freaking pretty. Anyways, then I listened to the audiobook for Against the Ropes by Sarah something. And the joke with this book, well, like the funny story behind this book, because you're probably like, I've never heard of that book in my life. This is one of the very first books I checked out when I got Kindle Unlimited almost 2 years ago. I don't even know how I saw this book. I don't know if I saw it in a Facebook group. I don't know if I saw it as like a suggested book on Amazon or something, but I saw it was a fighter romance and I was like, okay. And I just kept it on my Kindle. I just kept it there. I kept it in my Kindle Unlimited library. And then I finally realized that this book, the audiobook, was on Hoopla. The whole series actually is. It's another thing where it follows all of these people who are connected, I think, who work at this gym. Anyways, so I was like, you know what? The time is now. Almost 2 years later to finally see what this book is about, and maybe it'll be an underrated gem. It unfortunately wasn't an underrated gem. I gave it 3.5 stars. I mean, listen, it was fun. It was spicy enough. It was entertaining. But is it a little like cringy? Sure. Sure. I mean, it definitely has like an alpha hero, which will not be for everyone. I didn't mind that. And he's also like really rich and he's really protective of her for like kind of no reason. I don't know. I thought it was entertaining. And again, it definitely did the job because I would continue on with the series. Like I would. But I just think if you just want like a alpha hero fighter romance, there's definitely a lot of fighting in here. They have like kind of a hidden underground gym and stuff. So like, listen, if it sounds up your alley, I would check it out. Hello. You may be like, Kelly, where'd you go? We had to switch filming locations from the bathroom back into my bedroom because my camera battery died because it's always dying on me. I always think I charge my camera battery, but then I guess I don't. So let's finish up this video, shall we? We're almost done. I realized I never said what color I wear in the Sephora glitter shadow, so I use the color number 4 all day is the one that I used this time, but like I said, I own so many of them. And then just on top of that, for a little bit more shimmer, I use this like middle color from the Makeup by Mario palette. But now we're gonna do something that will either go really well or it will be a mess. I'm gonna do some wing liner using the Fenty liquid liner in brown. I love this. When I tell you this liner doesn't move. I've gone through 2 of these. Number 1, it lasts forever. Not only just like the thing where it doesn't dry out quickly, it also stays on your eye forever. Like Rihanna knows what she's doing with the liquid liner. But anyways, let's talk about Skeletons of Society by my girl Marie. Here's the thing. I love this book. This is another underrated Kindle Unlimited gem, but it did just recently come out on audio, so I decided to purchase the audiobook. Audiobook was incredible. And this is a like the most badass female main character in the world. Her name is Ryan, and she is literally the arms dealer for the cartel. Okay? She is like a fighter. She is the most badass person. And so her, her cartel and like whoever she works for has to work with a motorcycle club. So it is cartel MC crime romance called Skeletons of Society. And in that, MC, she meets Gunner, who is just fucking delicious, and they just have a like he's pretty protective of her, like right off the bat. Like there's a scene where she literally has to fight a guy in the motorcycle club to like, I don't know, like earn their respect or something. So she does, and she's so badass, and he takes care of her after. And this book is just like action packed. The audiobook, like I said, was so well done. The narrators were incredible. Marie is a mutual friend of mine, and she was like, oh yeah, I really needed the main character, like the narrator, to be Latina so that, with the Spanish pronunciation and everything, like it really was just the right fit for the character. And they just both did such a good job. There's a spicy scene in here, let me just say, that takes place in a shower, and it was incredible. And again, this is just an underrated, like darker, action-packed romance. So if you like mafia books, there's no reason not to check this out. I think you'll just really have such a fun time with it. There's a sequel out which follows a character who's introduced in this book, and that's a wide choose, and I'm so excited, and I just think this book deserves way more hype. I gave it 5 stars. I would reread it again in a heartbeat, and again, if you can get it on audio, I would. The audio is only an Audible exclusive right now, and I just think it's so much fucking fun. Okay, you know what? That didn't turn out half bad. For me having to talk and do it. So we're just gonna leave it. I like a little wing like that. And because I do like a brow and inner corner highlight, I use this one color from this really old Wet n Wild palette. Again, I don't even know the name, but it's a Wet n Wild trio. And this color I love as a brow bone highlight. And then let's talk about American Queen and American Prince by Sierra Simone. You'll probably hear me talk about this series a lot. I have actually completed the trio now, but I technically finished American King book 3 on February 1st. But this is Sierra Simone's MMF series, which male, female series. And it's literally about a girl who, American Queen follows Greer, there it is, Greer, and how she ends up in a relationship with the president and the vice president of the United States. And each book is like, you get multiple perspectives in each book, but like the first book is mainly Greer focused, second book is Embry focused, and then third book is Ash focused. Ash is the president, Embry is the vice president, Greer is the woman that they're both in love with. And let me tell you, I agree, where I actually think Embry and Ash's relationship is definitely more emotional and stronger than their relationship with Greer. But let me tell you, I ate these books up. I don't even know what I want to say about this, because again, I'm going to talk about it a lot, and I just think that Sierra Simone is unmatched. And I've read the Priest series by her, and this just really solidifies that she is one of my favorite authors of all time, and I will quite literally read anything the woman writes. I'm really happy that she has a large backlist for me to explore. I think this series is MMF excellence. It truly has some of the best spicy scenes I've ever listened to in my life. I did binge them on audio. Because you follow the same people for 3 books, you get such amazing character development. This series is just filled with drama, scandal. Like, it's definitely taboo, but I just think it is so well done. I think Sierra is a master at her craft, and I just think like she's a fucking legend. Like, I literally love her so much. I love this series. It's definitely a new favorite for me. Book 3 made me cry, and I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed. American Queen I gave 4 stars, and American Queen I gave 5 stars. I really just loved this. I really did, especially that final spicy scene.
And then American Prince I really loved as well. I gave that 4.5 stars. So I did get to read a lot of arcs this month, and obviously these books are basically out now. Twisted by Emily McIntyre comes out in a few days. It comes out on February 7th. I am on her arc team, so I got the arc of this book. And I loved this. This is book 4 in her Never After series. These books are not connected in any way. They're just all spicy dark romances inspired by fairy tales and like Disney stuff. And this one is inspired by Aladdin, which is not like a spoiler or anything. It's very obvious. And this I adored, but who the fuck is surprised? Like, Emily is just gonna hit every single time for me and this series, and I really love this. So again, 4.5 stars. Is it maybe my least favorite in the series? Yeah, because it did take me the longest I guess to get through. Like, this took me a couple days to finish, when like Wretched, Scarred, and Hooked all took me between like 1 to 2 days to finish. This book follows Yasmin and Julian, and let me tell you, Julian is an Italian king. The mouth on that man, I love him. This book was really fun. You have an age gap between them. There is an arranged marriage situation. I don't want to say this book is a love triangle, but there is another man in Yasmin's life. Angst between the two of them, between Julian and Yasmin, was so good. They just had amazing chemistry right off the bat. And there's also an amazing spicy scene in here as well, on a coffee table. It was so good. And I really just had a lot of fun with it. I love all of the Easter eggs that Emily does with this series. I think she just is a queen of writing fast-paced books. This book wasn't too long, and I just thought it was really, really fun. I haven't read the Never After series by Emily McIntyre yet. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Hooked is one of my favorite books of all time. Literally ever. You have to read it. You have to read, you have to check it out, because it's just dark romance, it's fun, and I'm obsessed. I love how we're on the final 2 books right now, and they couldn't be more different. Like, I'm truly laughing just thinking about how different these books are. So I guess we'll have to talk about Final Offer by Lauren Asher. First up, what's my favorite lip combo? Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury. I'm so sorry to be a basic bitch. Like, I'm truly so sorry. And then I can't stop wearing this Tarte lipstick. It's called the Maracuja Juicy Lipstick in Rose. I wear this color a lot. So if you're looking at like TikTok, Instagram pictures, and you ever wondered what my lip combo is, there's a big chance it's probably this. I was also blessed to get an arc of Final Offer by Lauren Asher. And this book is out now, and let me tell you, this book is probably my favorite book that I read all month. Yeah, it has to be. This book is not just a 5-star book for me, it's an infinite star book, and I really wasn't expecting it to be that. Like, I was like, oh, it's a small town romance, second chance romance. I love this series. I love Lauren Asher. I mean, Terms and Conditions is one of my favorite romance books of all time. I'm gonna enjoy this. But no, Lauren said, Kelly, you're in for it with this one. So this book, like I said, is a second chance romance between Cal and Alana. Alana, I think it's Alana. He calls her Lana, but her real name is Alana. So it's Cal and Alana. Cal is the third Kate. Cal is the third Kane brother. If you don't know, the Dream of the Billionaire series by Lauren Asher is focused on a brother finding love while he completes a task that his deceased grandfather wrote in his will for them to complete in order to get what they want in this company, like the family business. They basically own the equivalent of Disney, which is why they're bajillionaires, because again, they have the theme parks, they have all the franchises, whatever. Like, they're bajillionaires because they're basically like work for a Disney equivalent thing, but it's called Dreamland. So Cal's task is to sell the family summer home where he actually met Alana when they were kids. So again, it's friends to lovers, and he has to sell that house. And it's forced proximity because Alana lives in the house. So the reason why Cal left Alana in the first place when they were younger and their relationship was, you know, really at a good point, was because Cal has some dark things that he is dealing with. And I really don't want to spoil it, but you can look up trigger warnings for this book on Lauren's website, which I think is great. If you go to laurenasher.com, you go to menu, you can see the trigger warnings for all of her books, because I think like one of the Dirty Air series books has some triggers. And I just think this book was so well done for the heavy topics that it deals with. And I was telling Lauren, because I personally connect with the darkness and what Cal is going through in this book, I was just so moved by it. I couldn't stop crying. This is an infinite star book for me. I just thought that the way it handled the topics at hand were so beautiful, and they were so realistic, and they were so correct. And I literally told Lauren, I was like, I'm so happy that a book that is going to be this popular, it's literally a #1 Amazon bestseller, and that tells this kind of story is going to be read by so many people. This book holds such a special place in my heart. It means so much to me. I'm so thankful to Lauren for writing this beautiful love story. I think it's just absolutely perfect. Like, I really do. And I just, like, I can't believe Cal came in, and I was telling Lauren, I was like, how dare you make me like Cal more than Declan? Like, I truly liked this book more than Terms and Conditions, and I didn't think that was possible. But obviously, because I got so emotional over this book and it just really personally moved me, I was just like, I mean, it's the best. Finally, I ended the month because I needed a palette cleanser with Krampus smut. I checked this out on KU around Christmas time. This is literally called Paddled by Krampus by Harley LaRue. Yes, the same Harley LaRue who wrote The Dare, Her Soul to Take, that Harley LaRue who I love so much. Saw she had a Christmas novella, read the description on Amazon, and I was like, that sounds like a delight. And it absolutely was. I don't give a shit. I gave it 4 stars because I truly thought it was so entertaining, and I would reread it again in a heartbeat. I think it's a Christmas classic. There's really not much to say about this book. You truly will get the gist of it if you read the Kindle description, but if you want a kinky, very quick, spicy read, go for it. I wasn't mad at it. I really thought it was really funny, and it was just delightful, and I really enjoyed it. All right, people, so that was it. That was my Get Ready With Me / January reading wrap up. I hope you really enjoyed this formatted video. This is, like I said, my everyday makeup routine for the most part, so this is how it's done. I hope you like the look. If you have any questions about the books I read, the products I used, please feel free to leave it in a comment below. If you like this style of video, please let me know as well. Always look at my social medias that are linked below, my TikTok, Instagram, Goodreads. We can connect on there and talk books over there as well. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!